Hello everybody, welcome to AimLIS live class. Today's I will discuss on MCQ on library and information science. There are some miscellaneous questions and answers. I hope these questions are very fruitful and important for all of you to crack KVS Librarian or any other competitive exams. Let's begin our topic. First sets of our practice sets. Which committee recommended that the Imperial Library be designated as copyright library? Answer: Ricci Committee, 1926. Third wave of societal change is called post-industrial society. The term bibliophile refers to a book lover. Who is the architect of public library movement in India? Yanki Venkata Ramanya. Which of the following publication has been seized in print form in 2012? New Encyclopedia Britannica. Index Translinium is published by UNESCO. Which of the following is not a document inscription? Who is the author of the Organization of Knowledge and System of Science? H.E. Bliss. Indian Library Science Abstract is published by Yaslik. As per colon classification, common auxiliary small m refers to periodicals. The principle of literary warrant was propounded by W. Hub. The principles of osmosis is concerned with reclassification. A graphical representation using symbols to represent operations, data flow, etc. is through flowchart. The Web 2.0 technologies does not support creation of metadata. The interactive searching of a database via a host system is online searching. Which one of the following search devices will lead to an increase in the recall output truncation? Which of the following is not a component of a network system? Answer: IP address. Which one of the following sampling methods will give better results if the size of the study population is very small? Purposive. Which statistical test is used to determine whether or not difference between two sets of figures is significant or purely a matter of chance? C-square test. By which of the following modes of formation the subject econometrics has been formed? Fusion. Million Book Project was initiated by Carnegie Mellon University. Which of the following are not barriers in data flow? Some options: economic barrier, education barrier, physiological barrier, linguistic barrier, and the correct answer is 2 and 3, means educational barrier and psychological barrier. What significant operational issues should be taken into account while planning a physical layout of electronic library? 4 options are: location, size and shape, communication, hardware security. Answer: 3 and 4. 3 communication and 4 hardware security. Which of the following state library acts have provision for Directorate of Public Libraries? 4 options are: Goa Public Library Act, Andhra Pradesh Public Library Act, Haryana Public Library Act, and Kerala Public Library Act. And correct answer is 2 Andhra Pradesh Public Library Act and 3 Haryana Public Library Act. Which of the following motivational factors lead to operational efficiency of library professionals? Four options are participative management, attitudes and options, academic status, performance appraisal, and correct answers are 1. Participative management and 3. Academic status. Number 26. Which of the following do not fall under infringement of Copyright Act? First, to issue the copies, publish of the work to public, to produce and publish any translation of a work, reproduction for official, judiciary and legislative purpose, and reproduction for private entertainment. Correct answers are 1. To issue the copies, publish of the work to public, and 3. Reproduction of official, judiciary and legislative purpose. Number 27. Assertion. The digitization of information and the development of computer network are posing challenge to copyright, and the reasons: digital technology permits to create unauthorized, perfect and costless copies. Both A and R are true. Assertion. Libraries are facing a threat and are bound to disappear. Reasons: Internet and www provide access to ocean of information worldwide. Answer: A is false, but R is true. Assertion. Library legislation provides proper governance and management, and the reasons: library legislation ensures free public library service to all irrespective of caste, creed and sex. And the correct answer is A is true but R is false. Assertion. Indexing periodical retrieves information which includes brief summary of the articles, and the reason: indexing periodical provides list of articles along with the titles, authors and other bibliographical details. And correct answer A is false but R is true. Number 31. Assertion. No exclusive referral center is operational in India. Reason: there is no demand for referral service. Answer A is true but R is false. Assertion. Reference section, once the hub of library activities, has lost its charm, and the reason: electronic databases replaced the majority of printed reference work. Answer: both A and R are true. Arrange the following states in the chronological order of their enactment of library legislation. Number 1 Goa, number 2 Odisha, number 3 Karnataka and number 4 Andhra Pradesh. And the correct arrangements are 4 Andhra Pradesh, 3 Karnataka, 1 Goa and 2 Odisha. Arrange the following stages of research according to the sequence of their occurrence. Number 1 theory, number 2 axiom, number 3 law and number 4 hypothesis. And correct arrangements are number 2 axiom, number 3 law, number 4 hypothesis and number 1 theory. Arrange the following technologies in order of their emergence. Number 1 wikis, number 2 bulletin board, number 3 semantic web and 4 email. And answer are 2 bulletin board, 4 email, 1 wikis and 3 semantic web. Arrange the following library associations in the order of their year of establishment. 1 Bengal Library Association, 2 Madras Library Association, 3 UP Library Association and 4 Andhra Pradesh Library Association. And correct arrangements are 4 Andhra Pradesh Library Association, 1. Bengal Library Association, 2. Madras Library Association, and 3. UP Library Association. Arrangement of arrange the following in their order of establishment: Madras Public Library, Baroda Movement, Subscription Libraries, Report of Library Development Committee, Bombay. And correct arrangements are 3. Subscription Libraries, 2. Baroda Movement, 4. Report of Public Library Committee, Bombay, and 1. Madras Public Library. Number 38. Arrange the sequential order of recording the bibliographic description of monographs according to ISBT aim. Number 1. Title proper. Number 2. Parallel title. Number 3. Subtitle. And number 4. GMT. Correct sequence: Number 1. Title paper. Number 4. GMT. Number 3. Subtitle. And number 2. Parallel title. Arrange the different stages of information transfer cycle in the order of their development. Number 1. Secondary periodical. Number 2. Consortium. Number 3. Journal publication. And number 4. Bibliographic database. Correct sequence: Number 3. Journal publication. Number 1. Secondary periodical. Number 4. Bibliographic database. And number 2. Consortium. Matching. Number Roman 1. Assistance to public libraries, and 1. Corporate libraries. Roman 2. Indian Library Review, and 2. InflipNet. 3. Knowledge Management, and 3. National Library, and 4. UGC Infonet, and 4. RRLF. After matching the options, Roman 1. Assistance to public libraries, answer goes to RRLF. Indian Library Review, answer goes to National Library. Knowledge Management, answer goes to Corporate Libraries, and UGC Infonet, answer goes to InflipNet. What are the activities which are undertaken with the objective of reaching people who might be unaware of the library? Answer: Extension services. Who is the chairman of Review Committee 1974 appointed to evaluate working of Andhra Pradesh Library Act? Answer: Gopala Rao Ikpote. Open Journal System is a journal management and publishing system. What is a ProQuest? Electronic publisher, web-based information service provider, archive of periodicals, dissertations. Kissing's record of world events was formerly published as Kissing's Contemporary Archives. Which one of the following is a full text database? Science Direct. International Translation Center is functioning from depth. Invoke is the controlled vocabulary prepared by Infotera. The process of surrogation of the primary literature that results in creation of secondary journals is abstracting and indexing periodicals. Web of Science is citation indexing. Our next sets. First, number 1. First librarian to use the phrase reference interview was Margaret Hutchins. Library says is surcharge on an existing tax. Which of the following is not a depository library under Delivery of Books Act? State Central Library, Gujarat. Which technique evaluate work done by an employee? Performance appraisal. Which of the following is meant to stock a large collection of rarely used documents in less space of stacks? answer broken order. Decimal fraction device helps in interpolation in chain. Who is the author of Putting Knowledge to Work? Pauline Atherton. Which of the following pair is wrong? Derek Austin and Popsy. Redundancy of information is unnecessary but cannot be avoided. Identify the mark tag that is used for variable fields containing data related to physical description of the document. Answer 3xx. In ISBN 978-0-670-08595-8, 670 stands for Registrant Group. The table in TDC, which provides for racial, ethnic, and national groups, is Table 5. World Book and Copyright Day is celebrated on 23rd April. Medium through which encoded message is transmitted to the user is known as channel. FRBR is essentially a conceptual model. According to Ranganathan, if a main class is expounded with the help of one or more disciplines, such as a main class is deemed to be formed by agglomeration. Arrange the stock maintenance work in a library, correct sequence, and write the correct answers from the codes given below. Stock shelving, rectification, verification, reselving, and correct sequence. Number 1, stock shelving. Number 4, reselving. Number 2, rectification. And number 3, verification. Which budgeting method is consistent with what happened previously but is more consistent with the requirements of the future? Zero-based budget. What are the components of marketing mix? Product, price, place, and promotion. Which theory of motivation assumes that employees are inherently lazy? McGregor's theory. Packet switching is a store and forward switching system. In Prezi, role operator 0 is allotted for location. Identify the Dublin core metadata element that is not related to the content of the resource creator. Which project is not related to InfluentNet, literature, and archives? In binary number system, digit 7 is represented by 111. The deep web is the part of internet which is hidden from search engine. Hypertext refers to connecting electronic pages. Dash is a means of imposing a degree of structure and order on numerical research data frequency distribution. In which type of research the phrase controlled group is used? Experimental research. Director of Libraries, Maharashtra state was formerly known as Curator of Libraries. Which term was coined for mobile library by S.R. Ranganathan? Librarian. The concept of self-renewing library was introduced by Atkinson. Institutional repositories are often referred to as digital libraries. Prenatal cataloging implies centralized cataloging. Which of the following acts is chronologically the earliest library act in India? Manipur Public Library Act. IFLA is concerned with medium-term program. Who said the right book to the right reader at the right time? J.K.K. Drury. The first major model of communication was introduced by Shannon and Weaver for Bell Laboratories. Chairman of the Curriculum Development Committee CDC Library and Information Science appointed by UGC in 2001 was C.R. Karishadappa. Melville Dewey started the first library school in Columbia College. Which of the following is not covered by IPR standards? The Universal Availability of Publication UAP is a program of IFLA. Which of the following would you relate to Consolidation Service Trend Reports? Biological Abstracts is currently produced by Thomson Reuters. Which of the following is a Union Catalog NUCSSI? How are the computers linked to the tree topology? All computers are linked hierarchically. Project Gutenberg is concerned with ebooks. Guide to Indian periodical literature covers social science and humanities. World Cat is the project started by OCLC. Concept of tacit knowledge was first explained by Michael Polanyi. Our third practice sets are: papyrus was used as a written material by. Options are Sumerians, Italians, Egyptians, and Assyrians. Answer is C. Egyptians. The intrinsic value of information lies in its procurement, processing and storage, communication and retrieval, and usage. Answer is D. Usage. Identification of an e-article and paying for full text is known as A. Pay-per-view, B. Consortium, C. Campus license, and D. E-subscription. Answer is A. Number 4. Who said public library is the responsibility of local and national authorities? It must be supported by specific legislation and financed by national and local governments. Answer A. Esha Ranganathan, Gopala Rao Ikbote, C. Sinha Committee, and D. UNESCO Manifesto. And the correct answer is UNESCO Manifesto D. The formula K under bracket S plus delta 1 equal to K under bracket S plus delta S for summation of information is propounded by A. Claude Shannon, B. George Gardner, C. Charles Osgood, and D. Mandy Brooks. And the answer is D. Mandy Brooks. Library Technology Project LTP reports are published by AILA, BLA, ALA, C. CILIP, and D. SLA. And answer is B. ALA. Number 7. Which Education Commission observed nothing can be more damaging to a growing department than to neglect its library or give it a low priority? Answer A. Kothari Education Commission, B. Radhakrishnan Education Commission, C. Calcutta University Commission, and D. Mudaliar Commission on Secondary Education. Answer is A. Kothari Education Commission. Which of the following is not the component of a search engine? A spider, B. Index, C. Search of retrieval mechanism, and D. Natural language technique. Answer is D. Natural language technique. Communities is a component of following digital library software: A. GSDL, B. DSpace, C. Fedora, and D. iCode. Answer is B. DSpace. Which one of the following is not an operation involved in quality circle? A. Problem identification, B. Problem selection, C. Solution recommendation, and D. Problem shifting. Answer is D. Problem shifting. The web address that acts as permanent identifier is URL, DOI, Perl, and UDI. Answer is C. Perl. Who developed the sense-making approach for human information behavior, which is implemented in terms of 4 constituent elements? A. T.D. Wilson, B. Darwin, C. D. Ellis, and D. C. Kalthu. And answer is B. Darwin. Matching. List 1. Cumulative Big Book Index, and list 2. DK Publisher and Distributors. List 1. Publishers Weekly, and list 2. Whitaker. List 1. Publishing in India, and list 2. Wilson. And list 1. Bookseller, and list 2. R.R. Broker. And codes A, B, C, D. And correct answers is B, means A. Cumulative Book Index goes for Wilson. B. Publishers Weekly go for R.R. Broker. C. Publishing in India goes for DK Publishers and Distributors. And D. Bookseller goes for Whitaker. Next matching. List 1. Special Library. List 2. Provides bibliographical services. List 1. Public Library. List 2. Conservation of knowledge. List 1. National Library. List 2. Popularization of government information. List 1. Academic Library, and list 2. Critical compilation. Correct answer is D, means Special Library goes for critical compilation. Public Library goes for popularization of government information. National Library goes for provides bibliographical service, and Academic Library goes for conservation of knowledge. Next matching. List 1. Information overload. List 2. Indexing and abstracting. List 1. Variation in quality and reliability. List 2. Translation. List 1. Multiplicity of language. List 2. Reviews and digests. List 1. Information scatter, and list 2. Alert services. Correct answer is B, means A. Information overload goes for alert services. B. Variation in quality and reliability goes for reviews and digests. C. Multiplicity of language goes for translation. And D. Information scatter goes for indexing and abstracting. Next matching. List 1. Information theory. List 2. Ogden and Richards. List 1. Theory of science. List 2. Locke. List 1. Triadic relationship. List 2. Shannon. And D. Doctrine of science. List 2. Morris. Correct answer is B. Information theory goes for Shannon. Theory of science goes for Morris. Triadic relationships goes for Ogden and Richards. Doctrine of science goes for Locke. Next, list 1. Intrafacet relationships. List 2. S:521 O small t 3. Intra-array phase relation Q 20 small m 4. C. Intrafacet phase relation. List 2. S O small b 2. And inter-subject phase relation X dot 44 OJ 56. And correct answer is A, means intrafacet relation goes for X dot 44 OJ 56. B. Intra-array phase relation goes for S:52(1) OT3. C. Intrafacet phase relation goes for Q20M4, and D. Intersubject phase relation goes for SOB2. Next matching: list 1 organizational chart, list 2 identification of responsibility for specific task, list 1 flowcharts, and list 2 examine specific detailed procedure, list 1 activity charts, and list 2 division of responsibility and functions, list 1 decision table, and list 2 diagrams composed of symbols and directional license. Answer is C, means organizational chart goes for division of responsibility and functions, flow chart goes for diagrams composed of symbols and directional lines, C. activity charts goes for identification of responsibility for specific tasks, and the decisions table goes for examine specific detailed procedure. Next matching: list 1 delivery of packets from source of destination, list 2 application layer, list 1 data transmission rate, list 2 data link layer, list 1 access to network resource, list 2 network layer, and list 1 provide hop to pop delivery, and list 2 physical layer. And the correct answer is C. Delivery of packets from source of destination goes for network layer, B. data transmission rate goes for physical layer, C. access to network resource goes for application layer, and D. provide hop to pop delivery goes for data link layer. Next, list 1 the assessment device that appears to measure the subject matter it purports to, and list 2 content validity. The assessment device, B. the assessment device in which individual's test score predicts the probable behavior on a second variable, list 2 construct validity. C. List 1 the assessment device which adequately measures the major dimensions of the behavior under consideration, list 2 criterion related validity, and list 1 the assessment device which appears to measure the general elements it purports to measure, list 2 phase validity. And the correct answer is C, means the assessment device that appears to measure the subject matter it purports to. Answer goes for list 2 for phase validity. The assessment device in which individual test score predicts the probable behavior on a second variable. Answer goes for 3 criterion related validity. The assessment device which adequately measures the major dimensions of the behavior under consideration. Answer goes 1 content validity, and D the assessment device which appears to measure the general elements it purports to measure. Answer goes for 2 construct validity. One of the authorized users makes bulk downloading of a journal using robots and consequently Lancer blocks access of the journal. What may be the most appropriate actions that Hello, Mr. Pavitra Pradhan. Hello. Please mute your voice, disturb the classes. Please mute. A. Cancellation of authentication of the said user. B. Asking the licensor for blocking up the access without prior information. C. Investigate and take corrective measures. And notify user community of user restriction. Here, A. 2 and 4 are correct. B. 2 and 3 are correct. C. 1 and 3 are correct. And D. 1 and 2 are correct. And correct answer is D, means cancellation of authentication of the said user, and D. Notify user community of user restrictions. These two options are correct. The primary difference between knowledge classification and library classification are options are 1. Knowledge classification arranges knowledge itself. 2. Library classification arranges the expression of knowledge in the form of documents. Number 3. Knowledge classification is the basis of library classification. And number 4. Knowledge classification follows system the numbers called notation. Codes A and 2 are correct. B. 1 and 3 are correct. C. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. And D. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. And the correct answer is D, means 1. Knowledge classification arranges knowledge itself. Library classification arranges the expression of knowledge in the form of documents. And 3. Knowledge classification is the basis of library classification. These 3 options are correct. Which of the following activities are supported by UGC? 4 options are facilitating increased access to information, monitoring the implementation of revised curriculum, making policies for human resource development, funding all academic libraries. Options codes are 1. A 1 and 2 are correct. B 1 and 3 are correct. C 2 and 3 are correct. And D 1 and 4 are correct. And the correct answer is B, means 1. Facilitating increased access to information, and 3. Making policies for human resource development. These 2 options are correct. Which of the following methods are suitable to achieve quality of teaching learning in LIS? 1. Research-led teaching. 2. State-of-the-art computer lab. 3. Problem-based learning. And 4. Introducing the course at degree level. Course A. State-of-the-art computer lab. And correct answer is C. 1. Research-led teaching. And 3. Problem-based learning. These 2 options are correct. Poor accessibility and less affordability of journal subscription is print era led to 1. High allocation of funds for serials. 2. Open access and movement. 3. Decrease in subscription of knowledge. And 4. E-journal consortia subscription. Codes A, 1 and 2 are correct. B, 1, 2 and 4 are correct. C, 2 and 4 are correct. And D, 1, 2 and 3 are correct. And correct answer is C, 2 open access movement and 4 e-journal consortium subscriptions are correct. The alternatives and modification of H index are 1 I index, 2 pure H index, 3 Schemigo journal rank, and 4 European impact factor. Codes A, 1 and 3 are correct. B, 1 and 2 are correct. C, 1 and 4 are correct. And D, 2 and 3 are correct. And correct answer is B, means 1 I index and 2 pure H index. These two options are correct. Number 26. Digitization of various cultural resources is possible through 1 scanners, 2 digital cameras, 3 video cameras, and 4 smart and mobile phones. Codes A and 2 are correct. B, 4 and 3 are correct. C, 3 and 4 are correct. And D, 1, 2, 3 and 4 means all are correct. D, 1, 2, 3 and 4 all are correct, means D is the correct answers. Number 27. When a librarian has to show the rationale for the purchase of more e-resources, which of the following will help to support his or her stand? 1. Collection development policy. 2. Indent form users. 3. Book selection tools. And 4. All of the above. Codes 1 and 2 are correct. B, 1 and 3 are correct. C, 2 and 3 are correct. And 4 is correct. Correct answer is A, collection development policy, and 2, indent form of users are the correct answers. Assertion. Machine translation is not a fully dependable service. Reason. The semantics of languages are not fully encoded in algorithms. Codes A is true but R is false. B, both A and R are true. C, A is false but R is true. And D, both A and R are false. Correct answer is B, both A and R are true. Now, matching. List 1, resource description. List 2, mark. B, resource discovery. List 2, ISO 10160/10161. C, resource exchange and 3, Dublin core. D, interlibrary loan, and 4, J39.50. And the correct answer is D, means resource description goes for Dublin core. B, resource discovery goes for J39.50. C, resource exchange, mark. And interlibrary loan, ISO 10160 or 10161. Next matching. List 1, Carol Kalthu. List 2, 8 stages. B, David Ellis. And list 2, ISB is a 6-stage process. C, MJ Belkin. 3, ISB is of 8 key activities. D, Marconi. And 4, ISB is 4 dimensions characteristics. Correct answer is A, means Carol Kalthu goes for ISB is a 6-stage process. David Ellis, ISB is of 8 activities. MJ Belkin, 4, ISB is 4 dimensions characteristics. And D, Marcioni, goes for 8 stages. Assertion: technical writing standards, style manuals, and citation standards are very essential in structuring the research report, and the reason value will get enhanced by standardizing the structure of research report. A is true and R is partially true. Both A and R are true. Both A and R are false. D. A is true but R is false. And answer is A. A is true but R is partially true. Assertion: colon classification is the most successful classification schemes in India. Reason: the most important factor behind the success of any classification scheme is the revision and publication of different editions at regular intervals. Both A and R are true. A is true but R is false. A is false but R is true, and both A and R are false. Answer is A is false but R is true. Assertions: proliferation of lease schools in India produced medical professionals, and the reason curriculum and teaching techniques have not been upgraded at university level courses. Both A and R are partially true. Both A and R are false. A is true but R is false. A is false and R is true. And the correct answer is both A and R are partially true. Number 34, assertion: several library science departments in India have shifted to integrated MLIS program. Reason: MLIS program, which is integrated, is a high solution to knowledge explosion in the field. Both A and R are false. A is true but R is false. Both A and R are true. D. A is false but R is true, and the correct answer is A is true but R is false. Assertion: UGC financially supporting all academic libraries. Reason: UGC primarily responsible for the overall development of libraries of higher education in India. And the codes are A is false and R is true. A is true and R is false. Both A and R are true, and both A and R are false, and the correct answer is A. A is false and R is true. Assertion: the entire scholarly publishing system is in danger of eroding due to increasing influence of predatory publishing. Reason: many prey on junior researchers and graduate students with personalized messages praising their earlier work and inviting them to submit in new manuscripts. A is true but R is false. A is false but R is true. Both A and R are false. Both A and R are true. And the correct answer is both A and R are true. Assertion: library associations in India striving hard for the enactment of library acts. Reason: library acts helps in systematic development of libraries. Both A and R are true. Both A and R are false. A is true, R is false. A is false and R is true, and the correct answer is A is false and R is true. Assertion: it is a time to separate the copyright issues for scholarly works from entertainment works. The scholarly works are public funded fact based collaborative and intellectual heritage of the institution. A is false and R is true. Both A and R are true. But R is not the correct explanation. Both correct explanation of A. Both A and R are false, and A is true but R is false. Answer is B. Both A and R are true. But R is not the correct explanation of A. Assertion. Scholars' frequency to visit academic libraries has decreased tremendously over the period of last 2 decades. Reason: e-scholarly resources are easily accessible to everyone from anywhere, anytime. Code: both A and R are true. Both A and R are false. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. And the correct answer is C. A is true but R is false. Assertion: age index lacks sensitivity of performance changes, and the reason: it can never decrease and is intensive to number of citations received. Both codes A, both A and R are false. B, both A and R are true. C, A is true but R is false. D, A is false but R is true, and the correct answer is B, both A and R are true. Assertion: J39.50 standard protocol enables communication among networked computers through a single search interface, and the research J3950 application in library consortia environment can enhance resource sharing. Codes: both A and R are true. Both A and R are false. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true, and the correct answer is A. Both A and R are true. Use of integrated circuits was made in first generation computer, second generation computer, third generation computer, and fourth generation computer, and the correct answer is C. Third generation computer. The network topology in which nodes are connected to a central hub is known as ring topology, bus topology, star topology, and mesh topology. Answer is C. Star topology. Which of the following is a term used for working assumptions of a solution to a problem? Research, hypothesis, bibliography, and thesis, and answer is B. Hypothesis. Computer memory is measured in bytes, kilobytes, megabits, and all of the above. Answer is D. All of the above. Arrange in chronological order in following persons who were associated with computing history. 1. J. Presper Eckert. 2. John W. Mackley. C. Augusta Ada. And 4. Charles Babbage. And the correct arrangement is D, means Charles Babbage. 3. Augusta Ada. 2. John W. Mackley. And 1. J. Presper Eckert. Arrange the following events of a public library movement in chronological order. 1. Enactment of Press and Registration of Books Act. 2. Establishment of Punjab Library, Lahore. 3. Constitutions of Fiji Committee. And 4. Declaration of Imperial Library, Calcutta as National Library of India. Codes. And the correct answer is A, means Enactment of Press of Registration of Books Act. 3. Constitutions of Fiji Committee. 4. Declaration of Imperial Library, Calcutta as National Library of India. And 2. Establishment of Punjab Library, Lahore. Arrange the following bibliographies according to their date of origin. Number 1. Indian National Bibliography. 2. Cumulative Book Index. 3. Books in print. And 4. British National Bibliography. Correct answer is A, means number 3, books in print. Number 4, British National Bibliography. Number 1, Indian National Bibliography. And 2, Cumulative Book Index. Arrange the following principles and canons according to their levels as enunciated by Dr. A. Shah Ranganathan. Answer is B, means 2, General Normative Principles, 3, Laws of Library Science, 4, Canons of Cataloging, and 1, Principles of Cataloging.